Thank you. I want to thank the Academy, all of my co-stars and producers. Listen, I want to thank the board and everybody involved in giving me this honor. I apologize for having to speak and run, but this is Washington, and your money is very much at risk. So I'm going to make sure that I get out of this room and we don't do anything crazy between tomorrow. And to the Taylor Force family, God bless you. We're making sure your son did not die in vain, and we have accomplished that mission. So this is about truth tonight, right? Here's the truth. Israel's our friend. No country anywhere in the world provides the United States more actionable intelligence on threats against our homeland than our friends in Israel. No military develops better technology to share with the United States than our friends in Israel. It is the only democracy in the Middle East. Shared values and common enemies. So why do we care so much? Name one enemy of Israel that would not kill everybody in this room. That brings you together unlike anything else. But we're not bound by the common enemies, we're bound by our common values. So what do we do next? We did the Golan by tweet. That was pretty cool. So BB called me up and said, could you come over? I said, sure, why not? Let's go to the Golan. I said, sounds good to me. So we put this thing together in about 3 days. I get in a plane, I land in Israel, hop up to the Golan, you know, the Golan now, the Golan forever. It would be insane for Israel to give the Golan Heights back. Do you agree? Since we're not into any more insanity than the market requires in Washington. So here's a question. Who would you give it back to? When Russia is your best choice, you have no good choices. So Hezbollah, Iran, no thank you. Assad, no thank you. Russia, forget it. So this decision by the president to move the embassy to Jerusalem was important. And Mark, jokingly say that if you got a problem with Jerusalem with being the capital of Israel, take it up with God, not me. He's the one that did that. That was important emotionally, symbolically, in every other way. But the Golan is important strategically. It changes the security configuration of the state of Israel. It is the most important high ground. And when you look out over the Golan, you're looking into Syria and you're looking into hell. So there is no way on earth we could ever ask our friends in Israel to give that territory back, because it would be given to somebody out to destroy our friends in Israel. So here's the next thing. You ready for this? What's the next thing that we can do to solidify this relationship? So I mentioned this at the RJC. Any RJC members here? So think about this. We have treaty obligations with a lot of countries. NATO. The bottom line is an attack on one is an attack on all. The only time Article 5 has ever been invoked under NATO's history was when we were attacked on 9/11. So we have a commitment to NATO nations that we will be there for them because it's important to us. We have commitments with Taiwan. I can give you a long list of countries that we have security agreements with. My goal is to add Israel to that long list. So, here's the next thing. Here's our marching orders. I'm going to Israel in July, and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about what a security agreement would look like. The goal is to make sure the IDF never surrenders its sovereignty. They've never asked us for one soldier to defend Israel. They've just asked us for prayers and weapons, and we give them both. But I think it's important to send a signal in the 21st century. If you're intending to destroy Israel, you have to go through us. And it will not turn out well for you. So, an existential threat against the state of Israel is an existential threat against the United States. We cannot abandon our best ally in the region, one of our best allies in the world. Don't you think it's high time that the United States made a simple statement that Israel's security is in our national interest, and we will protect our friends in Israel? So, I'm going to try to find a way to cobble this together, express it in terms that reinforces Israel's security, never undermines the IDF's ability to independently defend the state of Israel, but send a clear signal to Iran and others that if your goal is to destroy the state of Israel, you achieve that goal at your own peril. I want the Ayatollah to know that any missile coming from Lebanon, any attack coming from Lebanon or Gaza inspired by the Iranians, that we're going to hold you accountable. And if you want to stop the missiles flowing into Lebanon and other places that would overwhelm Iron Dome and David's Sling, you need to send a message to the person building the weapons and supplying them. So of all the things we've done to reinforce the U.S.-Israel relationship, moving the capital, moving the embassy to the capital, recognizing the goal line, now and forever, this, to me, I think, is the last big thing to do in the immediate future, is to go ahead sometimes next year and have the Senate vote on a treaty that lets everybody in the world know that to get to Israel, you have to get through us. God bless you.